Happy Friday, folks. We are here. We have made it. We had a Thursday night football game last night. It was not much of a competitive game with the Broncos blowing out the Saints, but really, I think we could have seen that coming. If you couldn't, then maybe you're not looking hard enough at the Saints injuries and just who they rolled out at quarterback and really what the defense has been allowing. So, little quick recap. We hit the 4-man from YouTube yesterday. So if you watch yesterday's video and you tailed, you cash, baby. We had Nix, we had Wilson, Means, and Javante. People were fading Javante. Nix, this only hit because we had the pass plus rush. He probably disappointed a lot of folks with just the passing line. And then the Cedric Wilson and the Bub Means reads. Really, this is just a great read in terms of Saints receivers are going to be playing catch up. Nix had a great game rushing. Javante had a great game rushing. The Saints cannot stop the run right now, so that's something to just take advantage of in the future. So if you were here for YouTube yesterday and you played the slip, like and subscribe. Drop a comment as well. I would love to know if anybody tailed this one from yesterday. In our VIP picks, we had a heartbreaker yesterday. We had 3 greens before the half even ended. Foster Moreau, Kroll, and Franklin targets and fantasy score. We were loving it. And he had about 100-something yards around halftime. I was like, maybe we got a chance. And then they get the ball back with 6 minutes left, and they're not throwing the ball. They're running the ball. They're just running out the clock with freaking Condre Miller. And then they sub him out. I was killed there, man. I wish he could have gotten that for our VIP members to just finally reward them. Our free pick members have been cashing out lately. Monday Night Football, Jets, Bills. Last NFL Sunday, Week 6, cash out, free picks. Thursday Night Football, free picks. Monday Night Football last week, free picks. So free members have been cashing out. If you're not in the free pick winnable yet, you need to get in here. So our store right here. So we got our free pick plan, then we have our other plans to subscribe to. I still have this special going on. It's going to be locking out today though. Free VIP weekend, or free VIP, a VIP weekend at a lower cost than what it usually would be. So if you want to go ahead and pay for the full week so you get through all the way next week, you can do that. This one just goes through and Monday Night Football. So you can get on that. I'll probably close that out because it would just make more sense to get a full week. But if you'd like that, there's 17 spots remaining on that. And we'll be running deals like this here in the future for discounts. So if you're not in my free picks yet, entirely free. That price is never changing. You don't have to do any apply a code or anything like that. It's just free. So would love to have you in there just so you can write all of my bets. And just as a side note, I'm tracking my bets alone too. So full transparency all the time. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But there is a conversation I would like to have at this point. Oh God, before that, our free picks that we posted for this game, just a heartbreaker. Vele had 2 catches called back from penalty. Both would have cleared his line, and I got his line down at 23 when the lines first came out last week. And he still didn't hit that because those 2 catches were called back. So like absolutely brutal stuff. And then Kamara having 6 catches and only going 14 yards. I want to say he had some negative yardage on some catches. So really just uncharacteristic stuff. They weren't pressing the ball. He was getting a lot of dump offs, really. So the receptions could have been a good play. But I think the receiving yardage is still a good play. It just kind of got unlucky for us. He didn't break one off. He had a lot of garbage time chances and just was getting just swallowed up at the line. I think credit to Broncos defense for not allowing the running game to flourish and shutting that shit down real easily. I do have some free plays where Alvin Kamara, I did the under rush yards. I was like pounding the table for that. His line at 72.5 is like absurd. So have some nice green going into the weekend with that. But the conversation I wanted to have is just around parlays and betting and bankroll management in general. If you're going to be on my page and just really anybody else's page and betting on prize picks long term, you have to realize we're playing parlays, guys. The name of the game of parlay is like a long shot. When you think parlays, you think 10 team, $10 turns into 1,000. Those are called long shot odds. And when we talk about prize picks, you don't think of that as what we're doing because it just seems so intuitive and it's right in front of us. But let's just assume that every one of these plays is a 50-50 over under because Prize Picks is good at what they do. They make good lines. They have a lot of data. Let's just assume 50-50, okay? If we're playing a two-man slip, 50% chance, 50% chance, we're going to win that slip 25% of the time. 1 out of 4 times that the game is played or the slip is played, you're going to win. And we know that a two-man only pays 3x. So when you think about long-term wins, you're going to have to be kind of clawing out of your two-man hell every time. The thing about two-man, this is the highest percentage chance to win. Is it your best chance to profit, though? Okay, that's the difference. You're going to be winning more often, but you're not going to be getting out of the hole of only getting 3x back. Compare this to a three-man. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 is 12.5% times you're going to win. And we get paid 5x on that. And that's if you're power playing. Flex play, as you know, probably goes on like 2, 3x, and it's just gross. So what I'm breaking this down to, and I didn't run these numbers, but I've seen this for years now. If you join my free plays, you're going to notice I do some 6-man slips, and other people, especially people in this position where they're handicapping, capping, they don't post a lot of 6-man slips. The reason for that, they want to show off a lot of wins. They want to show the 25% hitting every day. They want to show you the win every single time. I want to profit long term for myself and for you guys. So when you break down the numbers, and sports betting is such a crazy industry, we're talking about small percentage points, but in the long term, if you're going to really do this, that's what matters. To be a profitable sports bettor betting only two-mans, you have to be correct on each of your picks 57, 58% of the time. So each and every play you take, you have to have 58% accuracy on that pick in the long term. Now, can you be like, oh, I'm 60% accurate? You can only do that by tracking every bet, and you can only do that long term, like analyzing a shitload of bets to really know that number for yourself. So like just the nature of parlay betting and prize picks is exactly what you're going to see over here. So anything that's not green is like a loss. You're going to see a lot of red and a lot of orange because these are losses, but those greens cash us out and they climb us out of that into the profit. That's the nature of prize picks really, and just parlay betting is climbing out of that hole. So you need to know this going in, that mathematically the worst bet you can make is a 4-man power 10x, and really 10x is hard to find nowadays with any same game correlation. They've gutted that. So really 5 and 6-man plays mathematically are the best chance to profit. The problem that people have is bankroll management. They have $200 and they bet $20 a slip or 40. Guys, you're only giving yourself 10 units to work with. Okay? The odds of you profiting and like being successful long term is so slim by doing that. You need to be betting the minimum amount that you can and still making some. So usually rule of thumb is about 1% per bet. Now, I know everyone does not have $500 sitting around in a prize picks account to do that, but that still means if you have $500 or less, you should only be betting $5 a slip for a long time because you're playing a lot of slips and you're playing for the volume of those slips to be good. Now, the reason that you are here is probably because you're playing this game of you're probably about 50% accuracy. You're hitting about 50% of the time. You're guessing. You do watch some games, but you're looking to like actually win long term. That's why you come and find somebody like me or find somebody else that maybe our percentage of uh, picking a prop is closer to like 50, 56, 50, 56%. Like that changes your odds of hitting now. So I'm pulling up my calculator. Okay, now we're hitting this at about 32% of the time, right? We're increasing our chances just by being more accurate in the long term. And how are we doing that? Okay, well, for myself, I'm using research, I'm using insights through 2 partners, Player Prop Shop. So, Player Prop Shop, I go and click whatever sport I want, and I have daily picks. And it tells me why it's a good pick. It tells me the odds, it tells me who they think is going to score a touchdown, anytime touchdown. Okay. This doesn't mean they think he's going to score a touchdown. They mean this bet is a good value on if he does, right? So player prop shop and then line star, y'all see me use this all the time. Like I love this data, and it tells me how many yards the other team is giving up. It can tell me how many points they're averaging. Usually if I go and break it down even further, it'll tell me on the road. versus home. It's just a beautiful tool. So that is something that when you're going and looking at becoming a better long term, either you need to get those tools for yourself and you can make the better decisions, or you need to follow somebody that's doing that and is transparent and is not just leading you astray and telling you to put a full band on a two-man power play. Because in the long term, that's just not profitable. You have to be very smart with bankroll management to do this. You always have to have money to bet with if you want to win long term. You got to have a chance, right? So bet as small as you can. Okay, you're gonna see me. I only have 83 in this account. I play on a few different apps, so across those, I'm looking at a couple $100. So I'm betting $5, $10. I'm not fluctuating day to day or pick to pick because I feel like it's a lock, or because someone on TikTok said it's so easy to make money sports betting, which it's not. Um, I think I'm going to step off my soapbox now, but thank you for listening. Bet smart, bet small as you can. I know it's not sexy, but we're not trying to just chase the sexy. If you're doing that, get on FanDuel and put 10 cents on a 13 legger every day. But like, it's not going to work. You have to be looking long term. You have to be thinking about each bet being a good mathematical bet. And in the long run, that's going to weigh itself out. We have the edge. Excuse me. All right, I have 3 plays for tonight. I'm going to just focus on this Oregon Purdue game just because those are the games that I've actually watched a little bit of, Purdue and Oregon. And Player Prop Shop has kind of given me an edge to look at for 2 of these plays, and that's Ryan Brown and Jordan James. So for Ryan Brown, we're going to be taking his passing yards, and for Jordan James, we're taking his rushing yards. So Jordan James has just been kind of handed the lead back responsibilities of late, and he dominated Michigan State. He ran well against Ohio State, which are solid teams, solid defenses. Now we're going against Purdue, who's, I believe, 1-5. I know they're going on the road, but I think that's just even more of a reason for Oregon to establish the tone, silence the crowd a little bit. But on the flip side, we have Ryan Brown, who's come in and taken over as lead back recently. He's not been the lead quarterback previously. This is just, I think, coming in to fill in for injuries or whatnot. I think that's like last season. So it's been a while, but he has injected some new life into the pass catchers of Purdue. So if you look at their most recent game, almost all of these guys have had a spike week. Okay. They almost all had their best week of late. Look at this 133 yards last week. Max Clare, massive human. So I'm going to pair these two together because if Ryan Brown's going to be throwing a lot, then Max Clare is going to be on the other side of it, or his other receivers. He's going to be passing a lot. Some of his receivers are going to go over as well. It's a correlated play. If one thing happens, the other one has a more chance to happen. So back to my example about like 50%, 50%, 50%. When we talk about a correlated play, we could even just assume that Jordan James is 50% and this is 50%. But if this happens, this spikes up to maybe 65%, or like maybe even higher, like 70%. So that changes the odds for you. Okay, we have to be thinking about that. And that's why PrizePicks knows this, and they're gonna hurt our payout a little bit. But based on this game, I think taking this hit, like I would not flex play this. Like you should never be doing something on PrizePicks where you're only getting paid 2x, because that includes your unit. So you're only winning 1 unit by making a bet that hits 3 out of 3, which is a 12% chance of happening to win 1 fucking unit. Think about that stuff when you're betting. Okay. So I have to hit 2 of these. So I have to do something that 50%, 25% of the time, and I'm only getting my money back. So these are the things we have to be thinking about. So like I'm talking about earlier, you're going to see I do some 6-mans. I love me some 6-mans because if I'm doing 6 really good bets and I actually know that I have to be right less often, like I only have to be right 54% of the time as compared to 58, well, then I'm going to take those chances. I mean, if I can do something that helps me out long term, I'm going to do that. So those are my 3 free plays for tonight. Just to reemphasize, we got my PrizePicks is glitching out. Everything's glitching out. All right, here we go. Jordan James rush yards. Oh gosh. That's funny. Jordan James, come on, support, get out of here. They're coming for me after winning last night. They're like, get out of here. So we had Jordan James over rush yards, and then we went to the Purdue quarterback Ryan Brown, and we went with Max Flair. What a great name, Max Flair. for Purdue. Max Clare. Jeez, I don't even know the name. And we're going to lock this in. I'm going to send this over to my winnable. If you're not in those yet, get in there. If you are betting for the first time or signing up for any of these apps for the first time, please use my code. It directly supports me and helps me reinvest money back into the channel to produce better content, better picks for y'all. Use code DADDY. Follow me on all my socials. YouTube, y'all are kind of the lucky ones who get the exclusive picks sometimes, but really, if you want all the other ones all housed in one place, then Winnable is the place to be. All right, sign up for that free plan. I look forward to seeing you there. Let's make some money today, and then I'll be posting another video for College Football Saturday, and then NFL, baby, that is my bread and butter. So Sunday, Monday night, Thursday night, we are going to be making money each and every one of those nights. See you then. Let's make some money. Have a great Friday.